Paco, and you guys are watching Bad Witch Books. Today we're going to be going over my March book haul. March was a hectic reading month for me, but like a buying month. I did end up buying 14 books. So yeah, there's a lot of books I have here. If you remember beforehand, I had done it with my hauls. I would do it via the season, so winter, spring, summer, and fall, whatever book hauls. But the last book haul killed me spiritually, physically, emotionally, because I had like 34 books to haul, and I decided, you know what, monthly hauls, that's what we're gonna do. So this is the first of our regularly scheduled monthly hauls. They will be after the wrap-ups of the month. So the weekly schedule will go the wrap-up. The first video of the month will be the wrap-up of last month, and then last month's haul, and then we'll get into the regular videos, the other videos. But let's get into it. We have 14 books, I believe, and let's get into it. I'm going to give it quick descriptions, and then, yeah. First book I'm going to show, I am currently reading, so I just have the desk jacket right here. Lessons in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This is about a girl who is grieving the death of her girlfriend who died before the book starts. And she died in very mysterious circumstances. The girlfriend believes there are sinister forces at work. And she goes back to her school where her girlfriend died. And she is trying to get basically back into it, trying to finish her last year of school. And it's this like private boarding school that she goes to, and the schoolhouse she is staying in, very creepy. And her whole thesis in school is about like witches and horror. And the school that she is staying at, there were 5 girls that died hundreds of years ago that were suspected of being witches, and she believes she's haunted. I'm enjoying this so far. I think this is probably going to be a 3.5 star. This is a book for Princess's Book Club, Royally Book Club. Her channel will be linked down below. But yeah. Okay. Next is the book that I just finished. The Burning God by Fonda Lee. The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I don't know why I said Fonda. I know why I said Fonda Lee, because I'm excited to start the Jade City trilogy, and so that's on my mind. But R.F. Kuang. Had to stop myself there because we don't make mistakes like that. But yes, this is the third book in the trilogy of the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Paco, you dumb bitch. It follows Rin, and it wraps up the events of the trilogy. I don't want to get too much into the series. The first book is about Rin, a girl who gets into this elite military school, and while she is learning at the school how to be a soldier, she also learns something of magic there, and a war breaks out while she is attending the school, and things happen. And I don't want to get too much into the series. Like I said, this is the third book. I did finish this one already at 5 stars. R.F. Kuang doesn't know how to write a bad book. She doesn't know how to not miss. So she doesn't know how to not miss, I think is the correct phrasing. She knows how to write a good ass book. Okay, next is a book I haven't read yet, and that is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This is a adult fantasy book about witches in London, a coven who protect the government. They are like the kind of like government agents, but they're witches, and that's all I really know about the book. I am really excited to get into this. This was in my 5-star 5 prediction video, and also in my 23 for 23. I think I'll be reading this in June. I'm very excited to get into this book. Next book is the London Séance Society by Sarah Pinner. This was my pick from Book of the Month for March. All I know about this book is it follows a couple of girls as they are in London in the (1800s) as they are thrown into the occult and like London society, I believe. But it sounds really interesting. The cover's pretty, and I want to read it. It's my Book of the Month pick. Alright, next 2 books are Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I've read this book. This was a part of my 23 for 23 video. I finally bought it this month. I listened to the audiobook for this book, and oh my god, this book is amazing. 5 stars. Quick review of it. But, quick plot synopsis. It takes place on this kingdom that is divided between East and West. in the East, they venerate dragons as gods, as dragons of association with water. And in the West, they are demons of fire that are hated. The Queen of the West is the like umpteenth queen in a line of queens. And they believe that if she dies, the great evil will be released. And so this magician guard is sent to protect her. And a lot of shit happens. It is very good. 5 out of 5 stars. We talked about it in my March wrap-up. Next book I bought was, of course, I had to buy Days of Fallen Night, the prequel to it. This takes place 500 years before Part of the Orange Tree. I haven't read it, so I can't give a star rating. But, like, I'm already expecting it to be perfection. I just know this takes place 500 years before Part of the Orange Tree. And, oh, God, look at that cover. Oh, that cover is gorgeous. That cover is gorgeous. I had to, like, pre-order. I bought this the minute I finished Part of the Orange Tree. Don't know when I'm going to read it. Hopefully this year. We'll see. Next book I bought. This book I did not buy. This book doesn't count. Sorry. Alright, next book I bought. Not next book, because I bought these books in a different order. The next book I have to show you is a comic, and that is called The Sins of the Black Flamingo. I got this in March. This is about a thief who queer thief who steals from the rich and the magical rich, like the in Miami, I believe. This is by Andrew Miller. But I'll just read the back real quick to you. Sebastian Hur was the Black Flamingo, a flamboyant and narcissistic thief who gets his kicks stealing mystical artifacts from the wealthy and corrupt of Miami's occult underground. When his latest job leads Sebastian to his biggest score so far, the hedonistic outlaw finds not just all matter of villains and monsters on his trail, but something he's never expected to discover. Something to believe in. I'm really excited to read this. I've heard good things when this series was coming out. This is the trade paperback, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm hoping to read this in June for Pride. Next, we have Batgirls by Becky Cullen. This is the volume 2. This follows Barbara Gordon, Stephanie Brown, and Cassandra Cain, the 3 Batgirls, as they continue to try to protect Gotham. I do not get into volume 1. I might try again, but we will see. I might have to end up just getting rid of these 2 because I didn't really care when I tried to read volume 1. Also, the way they set it up was confusing, so I might have to read more Nightwing before I get into Batgirls. So, next book I have is The Severed Thread, the sequel to The Bone Spindle. This is by Leslie Vedder. This book, the first book, follows our 2 girls. One who is a very Indiana Jones-y, like, treasure hunter, and one is her bodyguard. And they are trying to discover the Kingdom of Witches because they found the Sleeping Prince. And they want to get a big score. And there's, like, death, threats, witches, and everything. The series is really fun. It is a Sleeping Beauty retelling of Sleeping Beauty meets Indiana Jones. And it was really good. And I'm really excited to get into the sequel when I eventually do. Next is New Mutants Volume 4. This is called... What is this arc? I think this is the Young Hunt. I believe... I don't know if this art is the title arc. Okay, but this is the continuation of New Mutants. I just finished Volume 3, and I really love Vita Ayala when they were writing it. This is a new team on it, I believe, and the synopsis is Gabby and Karma have gone missing. It is up to Dakin and James Proudstar to track them down. Stained by their sense of failure concerning their respective siblings, the 2 must face their own insecurities in order to find the young mutants. Personally recruited by Emma Frost, herself Sheila Sexton, aka Escapade, reluctantly joins her fellow mutants on Krakoa in the hopes of the X-Men can prevent the impending death of her best friend. But will the new mutants accept her, or will they all fall to the fantastical human? Superstar writer Charlie Jane Anderson visits Krakoa for an action-packed guest arc. Plus, the commemoration of New Mutants' 40th anniversary, stellar cast of creators craft a mosaic love letter dedicated to the 4 decades worthy worth of joy and tribulations of being young, brave, and gifted in the world of X. I'm really excited to read it. I did read Escapade's introduction in last year's Pride event, and I really enjoyed it. And so that's the same writer. I enjoyed that one story in the anthology from last year. So I'm excited. I'm also excited to see James Proudstar and Deacon. I think they could be really fun to bounce against each other. And I'm just excited. I love the mutants. I love Magic. I love Danny Moonstar, and I love Gabby. So I am excited to see what happens next with the team. So now we have X-Men Red Volume 2 by Al Ewing. This is Planet Araco, which is Mars. Chooses peace over war. Now war has chosen them. The monstrous arsenal of the Eternals is on their march. The Iraqi must defend their realm according to the ancient law. But against an enemy even older than they are, can the old ways win? Then the Great Rain declares that Iska, the unbeaten, is no longer fit for the seat of victory. But if she won't step down, is there anyone who could make her when Cable springs his trap for Abigail Brand? Could her plans to be too big for even the Ascani son to handle alone? To foil a schemes stretching from the Sol system to the Shi'ar Empire and beyond, the Soldier of Tomorrow needs all the help he can get from his very own X-Men Red. I'm really excited. I did finish Volume 1, which was very Storm-centered. I know this continues the story, and I know there's an amazing Magneto Storm scene, and I just really excited to get into it because I love Storm and Magneto, and I know they feature heavily into this. I mean, look at the cover. You guys will see in my next review. I mean, not my next review. You guys will see in my next wrap-up how much I loved X-Men Red Volume 1, so I'm very excited to get to Volume 2. 3 more books, guys. Luca, Lekna of the Night Forest by Taylor K. Mejia. This book is about... I'm just going to read the description again to you guys, because, who doesn't love Paco's Story Hour? A scorned god, a mysterious acolyte in the forgetting drug, a dangerous forest. One girl caught between the freedom she always wanted and a sister she can't bear to leave behind. Under the cover of the Night Forest, will Lucha be able to step into her power, or will she be consumed by it? And will her sister Liz survive long enough to find out? That sounds very good. I'm very excited to get into this. This has been on my radar for a minute. I like this author. When I read her work in the horror anthology I read last year, and I'm very excited to get into this. It's got a dark forest vibe, and we know how much I love a dark forest. Or an enchanted forest. Alright, 2 more books. We can do this. If you don't notice, I've been fighting a stuffed nose. I think I have allergies. This is the first time I've ever really had allergies, and I don't like it. I've been fighting a stuffed nose for the last couple weeks, and me and my sinuses are about to fight because I'm getting tired of this shit. Okay. Next is Howl by Shaun David Hutchinson. Howl. And I'm just going to read the description because we've been on a roll with that so far. Virgil Knox was attacked by a monster. Of course, no one in the catastrophic southern town of Matt believes him, not even after he stumbles into a busy town center, bleeding, battered, and bruised for everyone to see. He's been drinking, they said. He was hanging out where he wasn't supposed to. It must have been a bear or a badger or a gator. Definitely no monster. Virgil is certain it wasn't any of those things, but being a new kid in town where everybody knows everything about everybody is hard enough, as it would be without being the kid who's afraid of monsters, so he tries to keep a low profile, except he knows the monster is still out there, and if it isn't careful, Virgil's afraid he'll come back to finish him off or worse, and he will become one himself. Critically acclaimed author Shaun David Hutchinson's latest offering for girthy, raw, and portrayals of understanding of the oftentimes traumatic experiences of growing up with the signature wisdom, biting wit, and heart. Very excited to get into this. It sounds perfect for spooky month, Halloween, and I think it's a werewolf vibe. I'm not sure if it is, but I am excited to read it nonetheless. Last book we have is a book by a author for me. And me and my table are going to fight because I think I got something sticky on the cover. And that is My Dear Henry, a Jacqueline Hyde spin. This is a part of the Remix Classics. This is Caitlin Byron's work. So basically, this is a Jacqueline Hyde retelling, but black and queer, and I'm really excited for it. And we're just going to continue with the description reading. They think they know our story, but I can assure you they do not. London, 1885. Gabriel Anderson, a 17-year-old law clerk, has returned to London for the first time since his life and that of his dearest friend Henry Jekyll was derailed by a scandal that led to him and Henry's expulsion from the London School of Medicine. Whispers about the true nature of Gabriel and Henry's relationship have followed the boys for 2 years, and now Gabriel has a chance to start again, but Gabriel doesn't want to move on, not without Henry. His friend has become distant and cold since the dangerous events of the year before, and now his letters have stopped altogether. Desperate to discover what's become of him, Gabriel takes to watching the Jackal House. In doing so, Gabriel meets Hyde, a strangely familiar young man with white hair and a magnetic charisma. He claims to be friends with Henry, and Gabriel can't help but begin to grow jealous of their apparent closeness, especially as Henry continues to act like Gabriel means nothing to him. But the secret behind Henry's apathy is only the first part of a deeper mystery that has begun to constellate. Monsters of all kinds prowl the London fog, and not all of them are out for blood. I'm really excited to read this. I do like a good Jekyll and Hyde story. It's also queer, which I love, and it's Caitlin Byron, which I love. I'm really excited. This also is going to be a good October read. I think I'm going to save this read for October for a good spooky oaky reading month. But that is all I have for this month. I am very excited. I was able to get that through with one shot without having to stop. A little behind the scenes tease for you guys. But and also I did pretty good, like, decent reading month. I feel like I didn't go too overboard. 14 books wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, to be honest, last time it was 34 books, so that was 3 months totaled up. But let me know what you guys think. If you have any books of these books you guys seen, which ones you're really excited for, or which ones you've read, or what books you've bought recently. And I will see y'all next time.